Hey guys, Level Cap here, and today I want to talk about how the assignment systems in Battlefield 5 are unfun, poorly worded, and one of the game's biggest hindrances to team play. Now, if you've been watching my Battlefield channel for a while, this is probably familiar territory. I've had my grievances with assignment design in Battlefield games since Battlefield 3, except back then assignments were lightly integrated to the game. Now in Battlefield 5, the progression system has taken a huge step forward, seeding itself into nearly every nook and cranny of item unlocks. Yet the assignment quality has not improved. This means there's no more avoiding DICE's terrible assignment design, but instead we're forced to deal with them head on, whether that means playing in an unhelpful way for multiple rounds or watching your teammates avoid intelligent play for the sake of unlocks. In other multiplayer games where team play might be less of a focus, having weirder or wonky assignments that don't necessarily encourage objective play is okay, as it's usually just frustrating the individual or changes the gameplay up of that individual, but doesn't affect the players around them. In Battlefield, if you have an assignment that discourages objective play, it affects the entire team, especially when a good percentage of that team is probably working on assignments that aren't really oriented with that game mode's goals. And I'm not really sure why Battlefield games have historically had such bad assignments, especially when their competitors like Call of Duty have significantly better guidelines for how to make these assignments fun and more open to everyone. The ones in Battlefield feel like they're written by somebody who hasn't really played the game or just has the most basic understanding of Battlefield gameplay. For example, the last step for the FG42 mastery is written as follows. In one life, kill 10 enemies in objective areas. Or, in one round, kill 20 enemies in objective areas. Now, I initially took on this assignment believing that I had to be in an objective area while killing bad guys. It took a little while to realize that the game actually wanted me to kill the enemies while they were in objective areas, not me. So the wording there could have been a little bit more clear, but regardless, after I made the correction to my understanding, I then found myself in a defensive situation, and instead of gunning down my foe while they ran across open areas, I intentionally let them push up and get onto the objective before shooting at them. This often put me at the disadvantage for winning the firefight since I was already giving up the advantageous engagement that I had. The problem, of course, is that even while employing this tactic, I wasn't getting kills fast enough and the enemy team was running out of tickets as we were playing Breakthrough. I realized that the enemy was going to have to capture the next two areas to get enough tickets back so that I could actually complete my assignment in the one round requirement. Now, my gameplay actually shifted to try and help the enemy team continue fighting and get the next objective area, which is the last thing you want an assignment to do. But this is what Battlefield assignments encourage. They encourage poor team play and even encourage you trying to aid the enemy team so that you have enough time to complete an assignment. Given the ideal situation, this assignment might actually play out okay. For example, if you were attacking on a breakthrough mode, it might work out better. But again, the circumstances have to be perfect. And that seems to be the underlying problem with all of the Battlefield 5 assignments. They're far less skill or time-based and far more circumstance-based. Should the stars align and give me the perfect situation, you can complete an assignment on your first try. But if you keep getting unlucky with your team skill, map selection, or team selection, then you're often just screwed. Let's take a look at another assignment. Most sniper rifles in the game have an assignment that reads something like this. In one life, headshot kill 10 enemies while prone. Or, in one round, headshot kill 20 enemies while prone. Now, I know this assignment was written by somebody who's crap at sniping, because if they were any good at sniping, they would know that no good snipers go prone to take shots, like ever. It's the fastest way to get yourself killed, and it's also a very newbie take on sniping. In a way, you could look at this assignment as if it's saying, play at a very high skill level by getting 20 headshots in one game, but also while playing like a newbie player employing bad tactics. Realistically, to get this done, you're going to have to stay far away from an objective and just be that sniper that sits on the outside of the map, annoying people and then running away even at the slightest threat. Definitely not someone who's helping the team nor encouraging you to play the objective. It's also kind of broken as it seems to track crouched shots as if they're prone shots as well, but I guess that's slightly beside the point. The point is, thousands of people will be completing these assignments each day, and that means DICE's assignments need to be more objective oriented. But right now they're designed in ways to get good players to play poorly and guide bad players into crappy habits. So much of Battlefield 5's meta is designed around encouraging squad play, objective play, and intel play, and just about every single assignment for our weapon skins discourages all of those things. Even the simple ones like kill 10 enemies while attacking an objective. That encourages me to let enemies take an objective so that I can then attack it. But it also encourages me to hold my fire on an easy kill until I step across an invisible boundary wall so that that kill counts toward the assignment. The more specific the assignment, the greater the chance it has of being detrimental to gameplay. To an extent, I miss Battlefield 4's weapon mastery days of just getting 500 kills with a gun to be considered a master with that gun and get a dog tag unlocked. Sure, I didn't really care about the dog tags themselves, and the weapon skins are a way better reward in Battlefield 5, but it didn't encourage me to play poorly and contribute towards losing games for my team. In addition to which, the Battlefield 4 kills were being tracked all the time. I saw a Reddit post recently that was asking for weapon assignments to be universally active. So instead of having to pick a sniping assignment, queue up for a game, and find yourself in a situation where sniping was going to be the last thing your team needed, you could instead just use whatever weapon you wanted for that given situation, and it would still track kills for that weapon's assignment. And really, if you think about it, the whole concept of planning to use a specific gun is a bit of a flawed concept from the start for a Battlefield game. This game isn't COD, where you can use just about every gun on every map. Battlefield is about adapting to the situation and picking the right tools for the right job. The assignment system feels separate from Battlefield's core team play design. Battlefield 5 even took bigger steps to encourage team play mechanics, and yet they are being massively undercut by the contradictory assignment system. Now, in aims of solving this problem, I think there's several realistic solutions that could solve or at least lessen the harmful effects of the assignment system. An ideal solution would be to have all weapon assignments active at all times, have them auto-transition to the next phase, and to also reword the assignments to be less specific to game modes, team sides, prone requirements, or whether or not you or your enemy is inside or outside of an objective area. That would be my ideal fix to the assignment system. Obviously, that could be seen as a pretty tall order. I certainly think DICE could do it, but if I were after a solution that requires a little bit less of a complete overhaul, I think there are some ways to make life better without redesigning this system entirely. A very basic band-aid fix that could go a long way would be adding in an all-time clause to every assignment that has 1 life or 1 round requirements. For example, getting 20 prone headshots in a round is a tall order, even for the best snipers in the game. If there was a third clause there that was get 50 prone headshots in total, that would at least alleviate the ridiculous single round requirements and allow lesser skilled players to eventually complete some of these high skill requirements. Sure, it's kind of cool to have some skins locked behind skill walls, but again, DICE wants to make this game more inviting to new players, and putting skins completely out of their reach is certainly not going to do that. Now, fixing Battlefield 5 is a lot of work. There's plenty things on the list of issues that I would have fixed before addressing the assignment system, but obviously development teams are big, there's many people working on different areas of the game, and I hope the assignment system is somewhere towards the top of the list right now. If DICE needed any help, I would be more than willing to volunteer my time towards rewording some of the assignments in the assignment progression trees, as I'm sure most of the community would be willing to help. In fact, this could easily be a crowdsourced fix for the game where DICE could sort of put out new assignment wording and see what the community thought about it. Ultimately, though, the assignment system and skins should reflect time and commitment to the game. Skill, I think, is a cool but optional feature, and frustration should be cut out entirely, and sadly most of the assignment system right now is built around frustration. I hope the assignments are something that can ultimately be refined or even overhauled to make the progression system enjoyable and less of a chore. What do you guys think about my interpretation of the assignment system, my suggested fixes, and do you have any other ideas that are realistic fixes for Battlefield 5? As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.